What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Greenville, South Carolina. Hopefully you all are doing well. I know there's a lot going on around the country right now, so hopefully everyone is staying safe and healthy and the whole 9 yards. I'm driving the Q50. Jeez. I'm in the Q50 right now. It's been raining for days straight and the car's been looking nasty and ugly, so I got to get it to the car wash, sprayed off and cleaned up and looking right. So I actually like driving this thing again, but we also got some projects to wrap up on the 335 as well. I need to go to O'Reilly's, my favorite store, and buy the lock ring, you know, for the fuel pump removal tool. You can rent it at places like AutoZone and whatnot, but it's for sale at O'Reilly's for like $25, and I figured I might as well just buy it because I have a feeling it's not going to be the last one I do. Looks like she's finally open. Nice to have a breakfast joint right in town here. And here we go. Something simple as that, 25 bucks. And I'm going to be changing out some gaskets and O-rings and whatnot, so you never know when a little pick set comes in handy. 9 bucks. Today, we are changing out the fuel pressure regulator housing. And I give myself some space back here. You know, if you have the typical issue of these 335s, you get a little gas smell in your garage. Might be injectors, but it very well could be the fuel pressure regulator housing underneath this plate here. They often crack on top and get you leaks. First thing you gotta do is remove the seats. BMW, pretty simple. You just gotta kind of lift up on them. Man, do they glue this down? Might need 2 hands, but she pops off. So fuel pump underneath the passenger side rear, fuel pressure regulator under the driver's side rear. It's a good idea to take this cover off, disconnect the power going to it, start the vehicle, relieve some of the pressure, and then it's not a bad idea to disconnect the negative battery terminal in the trunk. That way you don't have any power running to anything. If you open doors or do whatever, it doesn't try to, you know, prime or do something. So we'll get to that. So 10 millimeter socket to get these loose on both sides. If anybody knows what this is, let me know in the comments. This was just sitting here underneath the seat when I took it off. Curious to know. You can actually see the fuel. I already wiped it off because I opened it up to assess the situation, and I cleaned it up, but you can see how the fuel comes through. I'm not exactly sure where the crack is, but it's definitely getting out. All right, so I suppose we'll disconnect these here. Squeeze on the sides. God, it is dusty in here. Now we can try to start the car. Fuel pump won't send any fuel, obviously, so it'll relieve some of the pressure. All right. God, this is dirty as hell. Now we'll just pop these off and kind of push them to the side. All right, super hard to do left-handed, but we got them. Just little, you know, push tabs. You don't absolutely need one of these removal tools, but they certainly help. And you know, it's 25 bucks at O'Reilly's. Otherwise, you can rent them for free at places like AutoZone. Now it's spring loaded, so if you have something to press that down while you get the ring out, that'd be good. The tank is full, of course, so we're dumping a bunch of fuel in here. All right, so ring removed on this side. To get this fuel line off here, you push it in, hold this little gray thing back, and then it pops out. Easy enough. So now we have to come over here, pull this guy out. Just kind of have to finagle it a little bit, and then you gotta, it's tight, but you gotta try to get this guy off, squeeze and push straight down, and then you'll be able to access some more lines underneath. And then we have to disconnect the lines that run all the way over to the regulator. This work, can't film. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm really pissed at myself for filling up the gas tank for doing this, but it is what it is. To get this one, this is pretty tight, but you can see these, when you push on the back side, these two little pins open up. That's what you need to do. So it's not that hard if you can get your finger behind there and pop it open. Some of this is the hardest part about this stuff, is if nobody tells you how to release some of these pins, it's difficult to figure it out on your own. So I wanted to make sure to share it with you, a little trick. I was trying to take note for myself. Green on the right side, orange and red on the left. All right, there's kind of a look at what we're dealing with. We got to get rid of those, or unhook those hoses there and pull them out through the driver's side, and we'll fish the new ones back through, piece everything back together. You notice the little holes on the left side here and here. That's where these posts from the top drop down into the bucket. If you're going to do a stage 2 low pressure fuel pump, this is probably a good time to do it. I should have waited. Oh, I couldn't wait, honestly. I just can't stand the smell. But at least doing it for a second time won't be difficult. One's a bitch over there. I would suggest popping the two whatever you want to call them, the hoses that are not clamped, they're just kind of held in place. Pop those loose over there. That's going to allow you to get to that little tab to release the actual fuel line. Whew. And now we got the new one going in. Your kit should come with some new rubber gaskets, and you want to replace those on both sides. And now we got to feed this line through. Wire tie the hoses together. It's going to allow you to feed it across the back, across through the inside of the fuel tank without them separating and getting caught up on things. So you're moving one rather than 3 separate tubes. All right, got the gasoline cleaned up as best I could. We're all set there. Got them twisted down tight, the lock rings, and I guess that's it. All right, we're waiting to put all the back seats and everything back in until we make sure everything is good, because, well, for obvious reasons. Let's try it out. Fired right up. I guess that means we got fuel. Well, I got the seats out. I might as well do a little leather conditioner. It puts the lotion on its skin. With the old, never really did see where it was cracked, but definitely losing a lot of fuel. I've been like that for a long time. The car, I think, based on the paint on the roof and the hood, was stored outside, so they probably never smelt fuel in the garage like we did immediately. But this is junk. A couple projects down, a few more to go. If you guys have any questions or concerns doing this project, let me know in the comments. I'll help as best I can. This was my first attempt, but picked up some tricks along the way. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.